morning. I figured I would do a quick little vlog before we went to the Philippines today, just to kind of remind everyone of what our plans are, to fill you guys in on what we've done from since we got back from Norway up until now. And then, after the Philippines, I'll do a vlog for that. And then I'm off into the world, and so the vlogs will be a bit sporadic, a bit, here and there. So I figured I'd fill you guys in before we went on our journey. So our last vlog ended with us coming back from Norway. 'Twas a trip of a lifetime, as they say. And the past couple weeks, we have been nonstop, right? So we've only had like 3 weeks since then. We ended up going to Dubai last weekend, like this past weekend, for like 5 days. I got to see Massa, which was awesome. We had an iftar at our house. I feel like we went somewhere else. I actually don't know what's going on. We went so many places. So many things have happened. As I was saying, we've had about 3 weeks since Norway, so we ended up doing a lot of stuff with different people. We had, I don't know if I'd mentioned before, but we met this like American couple, American being like North America. She's Canadian. He's from New Jersey, I think. I don't know. And so we really hit it off with them. So we hosted an iftar at our house, which is they break fast. And so everybody came and we sat on the floor, or most everybody came. We sat on the floor outside. We got to know people, as in like we introduced the Americans to our Saudi friends. We were like, and we're a group now, which was nice for them. One of our friends, Abdullah, was like just staring at Robert and David talking. And he was like, I knew Robert had an accent, but like hearing him talk to someone else who speaks English, like he really has an accent. I'm like, yeah. And he kept going, rah, 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 rah. That's how Robert sounds. Rah, 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 rah. I was cackling. So we had people over for an iftar. We tried to go to this market that was like super lame. We had David and Emily over for spaghetti. We just did a lot. We're pretty booked. Like if you could see my calendar, that's right below my computer. Can you see it? Okay, well, you can't. I'm wearing my pajamas still. Don't judge me. But it has like every night has things over or things on it, and I had socials with my writing group, the one here in Riyadh, not the like international one. Yeah, I finished writing my book. I sent my book to the editor. I got my cover design. So many things are going on. And then last weekend, like I said, we went to Dubai. Robert and I have our open water scuba certification, and he was like, oh, in the Philippines there's this cool like World War II Japanese shipwreck. We should go and get our like advanced open water so you can go deeper, and that we should get it in Dubai. Sorry, Lainey, there's one. And we should do that so we can go deeper on the wreck. And I'm like, okay, sure, whatever. So we go. And it was very cold. Like we went all the way to, like, one of our friends, Sarah, came with us, and it was very cold and it was murky, and I don't know, something like either clicked or unclicked within me, and I was like, no, I don't want to do this. So the first of the 5 dives, I like panicked and had to ascend. I was like, no, something's wrong. I gotta go up. So I'm like up with one of the guides and was like hyperventilating, and I like couldn't breathe, and I was freaking out. And so he was like, we don't have to go back under, like it's fine. And then our like actual like the head guide came out with everybody else, because it was Robert and Sarah and this other girl. And he came out and he was like, you can do this, you're fine. Like he's like, you can handle it, like you got it. And I was like, okay. And so we went back down, didn't like it, cried the whole time. Then we came back up, and I was like, I'm really cold. And you're not supposed to be like super cold. Like it's gonna be cold because you're underwater. But I was like cold. And so he was like, all right, we're gonna get you a new wetsuit so it's dry, and that should help. And I was like, okay. And I really didn't want to go back out. But we went back out for the 3rd dive, and I was like, nope, too cold. Not for me. Don't want to be here. So we finished our dives, whatever, and then we're supposed to go back the next day to like finish the last 2 dives, the like deeper dives. Couldn't do it. I was like, no, actually, not interested. Thanks though. And our guide was like, no, you can do it, you can do it. And I was like, what I need from you right now, Hassan, is to say, I'm so proud of you for realizing your limits, and whenever you're ready, if you're ever ready to get back in the water, I support that too. And I kind of looked at him, and he was like, I'm proud of you for finding your limits, and if you ever want to get back in the water. I was like, thanks, because I was really worried you were going to be mad at me. And then he's like, well, you can come on the boat. And I was like, oh, I'm not doing that either. I'm going to sit on the beach, and I'm going to take like a real shower, and it's going to be great. So that's what I did. And then Mass and I spent like 3 whole days together, or all Thursday together, half of Wednesday, because we got there Wednesday, and then like all Sunday until I had to fly out. We dyed her hair. She gave me this henna tattoo. It's like already coming off though. And this turtle henna tattoo. She has one on her leg that matches. we're besties. But I don't know when I'm going to see her next, which is crazy. I mean, that's crazy, right? So we've been doing a lot of things. And hold on, here comes Robert. As I was saying, I actually don't remember what I was saying, but Dubai. But when we were diving, oh, my hair looks horrible right now. I need to wash it. Ugh. We accidentally locked our keys in the car. So we were like calling around, trying to figure out what to do. We had like rented it from the airport in Dubai. We were in a different emirate at the time, so I was freaking out. So these guys came and they were like, we can do it easy, like sure. And so they showed up and like we thought they were gonna, like electronically open it. And instead they had like basically car theft tools to open it. We were like, oh, you're just breaking in. But it worked, so we got into a car. It took quite some time, but that's fine. And then Mass and I got to do a lot of snuggle time. I'm trying to think. Robert has been opening his presents steadily throughout the month of March because we'll be on the boat, I think, on the 28th. No, we won't. We'll be in Manila. We'll be in El Nido. I don't know. I wasn't going to drag all his presents because some of them he doesn't need while he's there. So I have one present that he can open while we're there because he can use it while we're there. He's got one more here that I guess he can open when he gets back because it has nothing to do with our trip whatsoever. But yeah, that's pretty much it. We had his birthday party with our friends last night. 2 nights ago. So we all went to Texas Roadhouse, obviously, and sang, and all of our friends were there. Robert gave me a Polaroid camera for maybe my birthday, maybe Christmas, and so I haven't used it yet because I was like saving it because it's like $1 million per Polaroid. So I was like, oh, I'll take a picture of us at the birthday party and let me go get it for you. So we took 3 pictures, 2 of like the group because Leah was like, I want one. And then one of Robert and I. So here's Robert and I. I don't know if you can see it. It's cute. It looks very vintage. And then here's the group picture. Play a fun game called Can You Spot LEB? The answer is no. I'm supposed to be here. This is like my arm next to Abdullah. So I'm not even in it. And the guy was holding it. I was like, oh, it's a Polaroid camera. Like, will you take it's just, be careful. And he was like, okay. And he's like younger. He's like a younger waiter. And he like put his finger like on the slot, like where the picture's going to come out. And I was like, oh no, like the picture's going to come out of the thing. And I'm like telling Abdullah to translate. I'm like, it's coming out. And he was like, okay. And I was like, and you have to look into the square to see what we look like. And he was like, and Abdullah's translating. It's not like I'm just winging it. And still, both of them, I'm not in it at all. So that's nice. You can see like my earring. At least there's like relative proof I was there. One day, someone's going to find this picture and unearth it and be like, oh, the mystery of who that person is. The answer is me. The mystery is solved. So that was really good to get to see most of our friends. The girl I go to like brunch with or / lunch with every Wednesday, Yasmin, her husband is the one that you can barely see in the top above Robert's head, like right there. She's like back and forth with Beirut right now in Lebanon because she's Lebanese and she's got this cool job there. So I haven't been able to brunch with her. I got like one last brunch, and then when we come back from the Philippines, I'll have like one more brunch, and then I'll be gone for like ages. So that leads me to the next thing. I'm gonna put up my calendars as like pictures, and I'm gonna talk over them so you can see what is happening in the future, so that everyone can kind of be like an understanding. I sent out a newsletter, but just in case, here we go. This is the last little bit. It's a short little vlog just to give you updates on what we've been doing. Like I said, there's like 3 pictures and then the video of them breaking into our car. But for now, here comes the calendars. I forgot to mention that our apartment, when we came back from Dubai, we were unpacking and I like walked around the edge of the bed to Robert's side. The carpet was wet. I was like, dang it, there's number 2. I was like, what in the world? Robert's like, I don't know why it's wet. So I'm like looking around, everything's wet. I'm like, what is happening? And then I like pull back the curtains and the door is like, oh yeah, here's a good, I wonder if you can see it. It's like this, but worse. Like, can you see how there's like you can't see. There's like a gap. See how my fingers are in there? And apparently there had been a huge storm in Saudi Arabia and it had completely like blown the door into our room. Mud. Like once I started pulling back the curtains and like picking stuff off the ground, there was like mud everywhere, still kind of wet. My suitcase that I had packed for the Philippines had been laying down like off into a corner, soaking wet. Had to rewash every single art of clothing. Had to like hang out my bag to dry. I did 7 loads of laundry just because I had stuff to wash from our trip to Dubai. Robert had stuff to wash. All my clothes were dirty. Everything on the ground had gotten like soaked with mud. So we are now officially like 3 for 3 on apartments flooding. So Go us. Huzzah. Now to the schedules. Okay, so here's March. Like I said, we're going to the Philippines, and then March is over. April starts off with us in the Philippines, obviously. And then Mom and I go to the UK, and then I start my journey to America. So you can see there, Mom and I are in the UK on the 11th. 18th, I'm back to America, and then surgery's on the 21st. Woo! May is just a bunch of also being in America until the 26th when I fly back, and the 27th when I get back to Riyadh. I've got some events during May, but I'll fill those in later, so USA! June is our most relaxed month, with us only being in Southeast Asia for 2 weeks. Then you have July, where we are in fact going back to Spain again. So we're going to go to Santander first for a week and a couple days to see Robert's cousin Sarah and her cheese farm, or goat farm, I don't know, some type of farm. And then we'll be in Alicante for 3 weeks, and that will bleed us into August, which is when Robert from there will go back to Riyadh, and I'll go to the United States. And then I'll be in Colombia for a little bit, and then I'll do Maryland for a book festival. And then I'll go to Stockholm for the Stockholm Writers Festival at the end of August. Did it work?
Witchcraft!